Guys, this is GS and Remote Sensing Basic YouTube channel. If you're newly watching this channel, subscribe it for further videos. Okay, today in this video we go to see one of my recent publication, flood susceptibility analysis in Chennai Corporation using frequency ratio model. See, this is my recent publication. It is published in February 2021 in Journal of Indian Society of Remote Sensing. Okay, in this paper we go to see the flood susceptibility zones, that is flood risk zones or flood prone areas. For this study we have selected one study area, Chennai Municipal Corporation. It is located at northeastern part of Tamil Nadu. Okay, first we go to see the study area location. It is available in India, Tamil Nadu, in that it is located in the northeastern area, Chennai Municipal Corporation. This is my study location. Okay, first I am going to show you what are all the parameters I have taken for this study. For this study I have taken 10 parameters. I will show you. See, the first one is the landform, and second one is the land use land cover, third one is slope, fourth one is elevation, fifth one is topographic wetness index, sixth one is surface runoff, and seventh one is distance from river, eighth is lithology, ninth one is soil texture, and 10th one is soil drainage. These are all the 10 parameters I have used for this study. Okay, now I explain the data sources. See, Google Earth images I have used for landform and land use mapping. This is 0.3 meter resolution, and SRTM DEM I have used for elevation, slope and topographic wetness index. It is downloaded from USGS Earth Explorer website. This one is 30 meter resolution. And rainfall is used for surface runoff. It is collected from Public Works Department, one of the government department in India. Soil texture. Soil map is used for soil texture. It is collected from National Bureau of Soil Survey and Land Use Planning. This is 1:5 lakh scale. And lithology is mapped using for lithology mapping. It is collected from Geological Survey of India. This one also 1:5 lakh scale. And finally I have collected historic flood location, because historic flood location is more important for identifying the current flood location areas. This one is used for a frequency ratio model. Actually, these flood susceptibility zones are identified using frequency ratio model. So I have used historic flood location for this. This is collected from news reports and satellite imagery of pre and post flood events. Okay, now I am going to explain how these maps are prepared, how these 10 parameters are prepared. See, these are all the 10 parameters I have already told. Namely landform, land use, land cover, slope, elevation, soil texture, soil drainage, lithology, topographic wetness index, distance from the river, and surface runoff. We go to see one by one how to create these parameters. in RGS. Okay. First of all, the landform and land use land cover maps. This is prepared using visual interpretation method. The land use land cover using Google Earth imagery and National Remote Sensing Center classification. NRSC level 2 classification was adopted for this interpretation. Okay, the landform also like that only. NRSC level 2 classification was adopted for this study, and visual interpretation techniques was used for classify the landforms. Okay, the third one is the elevation, and fourth one is the slope. These are all the key parameters for flood susceptibility mapping. Okay, and one more thing is slope of the area can control the surface runoff. Okay, and this elevation and slope map were prepared using shuttle radar topographic mission, that is SRTM, digital elevation data. The flood is generally happen near to the river, so we have select one more parameter like distance from river. We can select the river shapefile from land is land cover shapefile. So in that river shapefile we have taken a buffer of the river, so we can calculate the distance from the river from that river shapefile. That one is the fifth parameter of this flood susceptibility analysis. And the sixth one is topographic wetness index. See, the topographic wetness index is the spatial distribution of wetness, and it is control the overland flow of water. Okay, this topographic wetness index is calculated based on this formula. See, ln is equal to A divided by tan B. This is the formula for a topographic wetness index. In that, A is the catchment area. A equal to A divided by L. A is the total area divided by the length of the contour. So A is the total area and L is the length of contour. And that B is mentioned to slope in degree. A catchment is an area wherever water is collected by the natural landscape like creek, river and lake. So in RGS, based upon this formula, we can calculate the topographic wetness in raster calculator option. We can create the slope of this area first, and then we can create the topographic wetness index for this parameter. So the next one is surface runoff map. It is created based on soil conservation service model. This is one of the huge process in this study. See, this is the formula for surface runoff estimation, where Q is the actual surface runoff in millimeter, and P is the storm rainfall in millimeter. The storm rainfall is a heavy rainfall occurring continuously more than 5 days along with a severe wind action. That one is the storm rainfall. We need to take 5 days rainfall for this study. And S is the potential maximum retention in millimeter. The potential maximum retention represents infiltration occurring after the runoff has started. So we need to focus uh, after the rainfall, after the surface runoff, how the infiltration rate is there. And IA is the initial abstraction in millimeter. It is the standard value 0.2. And the potential maximum retention S was calculated based on this formula. See this one, where Cn is the curve number, hydrological soil cover complex, and function of the ability of soil to allow infiltration of water with respect to land use, land cover, and Anderson soil moisture conditions. With the soil allow the infiltration rate with respect to the land use, land cover, and Anderson soil moisture condition. Using this, we can calculate the curve number of potential maximum retention analysis. So after the S is calculated, we can use this formula to calculate the surface runoff in millimeter. Okay. The next parameter is the lithology and soil. It is visually interpreted using Geological Survey of India and National Bureau of Soil Survey. The Geological Survey of India is for lithology, and National Bureau of Soil Survey is used for soil texture. And the soil drainage maps are prepared using soil texture. Based on the soil texture, the soil drainage is mapped. And a mapping of historical and past flood records is essential to identify the future flood events. So already I told the past flood locations are more important for present flood location identification. So in this study we have taken 123 historic flood locations. Among the 123 flood locations, I have taken 100 were used for model building analysis and 23 for validation purposes. Okay. For in this flood susceptibility analysis, I have used frequency ratio model. I already told. So this is the formula for flood susceptibility analysis. Sum of frequency ratio. That is a formula. FR is the flood susceptibility index, FSI, and FR is the frequency ratio. So in this formula, first we need to calculate this FR value. This FR is equal to E divided by F divided by M divided by L. This is the formula. Here E is the number of flood event for each factor. Each factor in the sense our 10 parameters. F is the total number of flood events. So we need to calculate number of flood event of each factor. So E divided by F is mean of number of flood event of each factor divided by total number of flood event. M divided by L is M is the aerial coverage of each factor. L is the total coverage of steady area. The aerial coverage also called histogram. So after this calculation, we need to calculate the frequency, the flood susceptibility analysis index. Okay. After this calculation, the flood susceptibility index is classified into 5 classes, namely very low, low, medium, high and very high. Now I will show the result. See, land use land cover have some subclasses. These subclasses has classified in area wise. These are all the areas of this individual subclasses, and this is the percentage of histogram, and this is the flood number occurred every individual classes. Cropland have 2 flood events, fallow land have 2 flood events, and in that here you see the urban area have 72 flood events in total of 100 flood events. This is the frequency ratio value calculated based on that formula. This is the first parameter. Likewise, see, distance from river have these subclasses, and this is the histogram, and this is the percentage of histogram, and how much flood events occurred in every individual classes, and this is the frequency ratio. Likewise, all the parameters have calculated like this. This is the final value of every parameter. Using this frequency ratio values, we need to calculate the flood susceptibility index. See, one more time I will show the maps. This is a landform we prepared in Google Earth Imagery, and land use also prepared from Google Earth Imagery. These are all the subclasses. Slope in degree, it is prepared in using of SRTM, Satellite Radar Topographic Mission, in ArcGIS, and the elevation also reclassified using DEM, that one also done using ArcGIS. Topographic wetness index is calculated from flow direction and flow accumulation and slope in ArcGIS. Surface runoff is estimated using soils conservation surface method, and distance from the river is calculated from the river shapefile, and buffer is taken from the river shapefile. That one is this, and lithology is the lithology is prepared from lithology map from Geological Survey of India. Soil texture is prepared from National Bureau of Soil Survey and Land Use Planning, and this one is prepared, soil drainage is prepared from soil texture map. Okay, this one also we have already seen. This frequency ratio value is taken for flood susceptibility mapping. After the integration of flood frequency ratio values, we can get this final output. The integration is done using ArcGIS. See, flood susceptibility mapping zones shows the flood vulnerable areas. The blue color is, dark blue is indicated very high flood events, and light blue is indicated high flood events. Green is indicated medium, and yellow is the low. There is no very low areas in this zone. See, after the flood susceptibility identification, we have done validation also. For validation, we have taken 23 flood locations, historic flood locations, and already we have used 100 flood locations for flood susceptibility mapping. See, these are all the points. The yellow color is the modeling points, and rose color is indicated the validation points. These are all the flood susceptibility map outputs. See, the flood susceptibility classes was classified based on the range of frequency ratio value. See, these are all the ranges. Very high, more than 12.5 frequency ratio value. Like that, low is 5 to 7.5. This is the aerial coverage of flood susceptibility classes, and this is the percentage. Here, this table is indicate the validation analysis. See, this is the flood susceptibility classes, and this one is the flood locations we have used for identifying the flood events. Very high have 59 flood locations, high have 37 flood locations, and medium have 4 locations. Most of the flood locations have fall within very high zones. So we get 0.96, that is 96 percentage of success rate from 100 flood locations we have used for analysis. And validation, we have taken 23 flood locations. In that 23, 12 have fallen within very high area and 10 have fallen high area. Only one is fallen medium. So in the 23, most of the flood locations are fall within very high. So this success rate is 95.6 percentage. So this analysis shows frequency ratio is more suitable for flood susceptibility analysis. Okay, this in this way we need to prepare the flood susceptibility zones. The prediction is helped to the government and mitigation management teams to take the proper action before and after the flood events. That's why we have identified the flood susceptible zones for this area. Okay, thank you for watching. Subscribe and share these videos. Thank you.